YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, massive respect to you a lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the way. So as you saw by the title, we're going to be discussing the interest of Macy Greenwood because we saw an article posted from maybe a couple of days back now. We have not really gone into it. Yes, we're going to be doing that. So that is one thing out there. Then we're going to go about all the players that performed for the Boys and also a few of the Reggae Girls players because I want to start maybe include more of them so at least you guys can get familiar with those girls. All right, and then we will try a rating system where in which we can give some of these players a rating if you do watch them, because I've realized that in this space most of the people don't really get to know the players them because they like maybe if they don't get my shows, sometimes they don't know the players them. All right, so I have to always do a rating system so I can keep them in the eyes of the people. All right, so let me start by bigging up my brother Drew Russ in the building. Massive respect, Sir Drew Russ. Hope all is well with you and the family. So we are going to be starting with the situation of Mason Greenwood. All right, so Mason Greenwood, for most persons, he has Jamaican lineage, so he's still able to play for Jamaica because not just the lineage that he had to Jamaica, but also the fact that he never represented England in as amount of times in the age bracket. So that was the important thing. So once you're under 18, you need three international caps to get cap tied to the country. He had one. And once you're over 21, you need only one. But over, he has not gotten more than one over 21. All right. Because he had a situation which majority of the personnels in the world know about Macy Greenwood's situation. And because of that, it actually um it actually left that door open for for him to choose more locations. So he can go back to England and he can choose Jamaica. All depends. All right. Obviously, I think he will always be open to come to Jamaica for more than one reasons. All right, because a lot of persons said to me, it's only because England don't want him why he wants to come. But that is just the type of persons that we have in our culture. And if Mr. Greenwood watching this, don't listen to those persons. You have a lot of people like that in our culture, and they don't make Jamaica better. They are the ones that always made Jamaica worse. All right, so don't listen to that. And obviously, if you have Jamaican connections, you would have known that we have those persons in our culture more than we don't. All right, so don't pay them any mind. But anyways, it open a lot of reasons why he could come here because we have done well. We came third in a confed that all we need is just quality footballers and a good system, and we can qualify and maybe even surpass England in the future. All right, because obviously England confed is completely different because that is Europe, where all of the most money spending. So because the most money spending there, they have some of the highest level players there. All right, so if you come here, people could see the passion in Deshaun Bernard's face, which is one of his friends, because both of them grew up through the Manchester United Academy. Yes, so you could see that passion and the joy, and also the joy that goes on the parents' faces as well. So these decisions don't just come up out the blue. It comes up overall based on um the overall package, which you're connected to Jamaica via parentage. So you bring something to your parent. You also get exposure by making Jamaica team and doing something. All right. Sometimes you might not get anything by represent England for one time and they dump you by the wayside. So people getting more knowledge. So it's not just because England don't want you, why you would have come here. It's different now. Before you could have said that BS. Today people are more educated. People choosing things. Andre Gray said that if he had known how nice it was to come and be a part of Jamaica's system, he would have chosen here, even if he had England on the call up. That is exactly Andre Gray's word. So these people are changing based off the more education they have. them that keep on wanting to be xenophobic, try to search on education. And maybe you might have Jesus. I don't know if you will, because maybe it's just your dirty behavior. All right, big up yourself, Juras, Omar Fowle in the building, Brian Burke in the building, Ishmael in the building, Triple E in the building. All right, yeah, man. And Aldre in the building with Chevon Peart and Triple E finishing it off. So let me go through that because I think I've smoked them. All right, Shakpo just joining. Big up, Shakpo. So in the Observer, this stated he's still interested. JFF continues to hunt for Mason Greenwood. All right, and if you want the where it was written by Robert Bailey, staff reporter. All right, and you can get his email address and you could contact him to get more insight as to what's going on. With the Reggae Boyz, 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign set to kick off in just under 2 months. Jamaica Football Federation JFF President Michael Ricketts says they are still working on trying to recruit English born midfielder, winger striker, sorry, obviously, striker, winger striker English born Mason Greenwood to bolster the attacking lineup. All right, that's Mr. You can use the wrong word, but it's the same thing. Greenwood, 22, that's his age, has one cap for England from the 1-0 away win over Iceland in 2020, 2021 UEFA Nations League A match, coming on as a substitute in the 78th minute. He's on loan at La Liga club Getafe from English Premier League side Manchester United this season. Both England and Manchester United have distanced themselves from Greenwood recently because of an arrest and charges against him in a domestic case against his girlfriend. He was charged for attempted or I can't call it up because it might get demonetized. All right. Yes. Engaging in controlling and coercive behavior and assault, occasioning actual bodily harm. He was also arrested for threats to K. All right. All of all of the charges were dropped in February 2023 with the England and Wales Crown Prosecution Services, citing the withdrawal of key witnesses and new material came to light. All right. After after over a year of suspension by Manchester United, the club has deemed he would no longer be a part of the team following their lengthy internal investigation, included discussions with key stakeholders such as their women's team and sponsors. Listen good. Their women's team and sponsors. I thought that was one of the biggest part of the problem for him. He is, however, eligible to represent Jamaica through his father, Andrew, based on a FIFA rule that allows him to switch nations. However, it is understood that Greenwood has missed at least 2 Jamaican passport appointments. This is coming directly from the write up in the Gleaner. All right, because I heard this a few times that he missed appointments, and I heard people saying that they have direct evidence and nothing like that went like that. As if like they're in the house of Macy Greenwood and all of those stuffs. I have to just read what's here because I am not around the kid, or I'm not directly in the JFF. I don't work for the JFF, so I only can read from this side. And reports out of England have suggested that his father Andrew is still harboring thoughts of Greenwood representing England in the future. I kind of think it's his mother, he's Jamaican, but tell you what, let me continue. Ricketts told the Jamaican Observer that Greenwood would be an excellent addition to the Reggae Boyz team, and he remains hopeful that he will opt to represent Jamaica soon. We are still waiting on some logistical issues Ricketts said, I know that he is still interested, and we are still working. It's a working process, our progress, sorry, and we are still optimistic and hopeful. All right. So he's saying that he knows that he's still interested. So that's where I have to leave this conversation. Ricketts over the years, I've said a lot, but to be honest, everything that he said came through. It came through, after took a while, all right? Because he said when we just started, most of the English guys them coming in, um, he had said that they were gonna come in like 7, 8 months before, and they never came in. He said the same thing about Damar Gray. He never came in on time, but he still came in overall. So I'm going to take him at his word to say that they are in dialogue with him, and that if he's saying that, that is good. All right, because clearly he's getting information from someone else. All right, yes. All right, so press up, bless up yourself. Shakpo said it's smooth now. Oh, you're saying that something is lagging. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe because I'm taking up internet space on the next phone. So sorry about that if you guys are getting lags. Bless up Marlon. Massive respect. Thanks for being here. All right. Float management, big up yourself. Yeah, man. And Sean Bowen said big up JD on the real big show. Yeah, man, we're trying our best. Mr. Greenwood continues to do very good. Thought that he had an assist the other day. I'm gonna try and pull it up to give you his stats. He's doing very, very well for a player that came off of a problem overall, and he just came into a solid league, because at this point the Real Madrid is in the semi-finals. So that tells you how strong it is, and none of the English teams are in the semifinals. So that tells you that their league ain't a plaything. All right. So he's over there, and he's doing very well. He's doing very well. I got to give him credit. All right. It looks like they have not registered the assist. All right, because I thought I saw an assist. So maybe they took it away back from him. Oh yes. They had Oscar Rodriguez, because they had a 1-1 draw. Berangia actually scored with Cheryl Rebecca from Suriname assisted in that same game. Yes, but looks like they never gave him the assist. At first, when I was looking at it, it was registered as an assist as well. All right, but I guess he's going to be a part of the key passes or something, and he has 0 key passes right here. So I don't know what happened, why they never gave him the assist. But anyways, he never got the assist, no problem. But he has been playing very well. There, oh, to how well he's playing just from the stop and start situation. Barcelona wants to buy him instant without any problem. In Italy, several clubs in Italy wants him there, and at this point, they're still saying at the season's end they are going to see how the situation looks, if they can get him back in Manchester, and that tells you what type of talent he is. If he comes here, he would have been the outright best player for Jamaica, based on potential, based on natural progression of the player at this point. He would have still be the best player Jamaica has. All right. So for me, continue to work on him, see how it goes, and hopefully chooses Jamaica, which I think is much more likely than not. Fryneck said, "Bless JD, bless up. What's going on with Mason?" No, I was just reading something out of the Observer, coming directly from what the president says. All right. So he's saying that they're in contact with him. So that is very good. All right. So hopefully we can get him to come and play for Jamaica. And I do believe that others are in his ears trying to get him to come and play for Jamaica as well. Very, very much important, other people. And this is why I've said to you, these guys choosing Jamaica is helpful. Look how quick. Deshaun Bernard is one of his best friends. Instant, that's a connection to try help him, so he doesn't have to come here to see how the setup works. He's already in the setup. You understand me? Those are little things that when you get quality players from all over the place, it actually helps. All right. So not just on the field as well, off the field as well. All right. So bless up, bless up. All right, guys, we have a lot of persons in the chat. Everybody commenting, more than 18 people, but I've only seen 18 likes on the video. So do better than that, man. Don't let me have to stay here every single time asking about likes on the video. I think you do the channel a disservice, and I'm hoping to see we reach whatever format of videos I'm doing. You guys can find the like button. All right. So for the people that still can't find the like button, you have a triple dot at the top of your screen. Once you click it, you can share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Very, very easy situation. I don't think you should have any problem. I still believe with this format, you should easily get likes to 100. All right. So I don't know if you like that recognition, and that would deem you an embarrassment to the clan. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right. Yeah, man. So the real ones, have hit the like button, share, and subscribe. All right. And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Yes, Marlon, that's what I'm saying. I knew that he got the assist, but on I'm not seeing it registered on the soccer sofa. So I'm kind of questioning what's up. But I knew that took place. That's why I have to explain to people. But I don't see it registered. So I will follow it up. All right, I will follow it up. All right, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. And determined. It says he's determined. Big up yourself. Determined. He's determined to smash the like button. That's the attitude that I wanted to have. You're determined to smash the like button. That's what I like. All right. So Mr. Greenwood, always needed in Jamaica team. Um, in England team, he would have been an asset. So, and Jamaica team is nowhere near England's team. So definitely, and the Confed is nowhere near European Confed. So you would be a superstar day one. You would be the biggest superstar here, day one. Not, I still think Alfonso Davis would be a world class player here and still would deem the only world class player here. But Mason Greenwood is a potential world class player. All right. So that is but you'd have been the only superstar here. You'd have been the only superstar. Okay. You can be a world class player, and not so much the superstar. You don't bring the superstar star aura. Because I don't think Alfonso Davis brought that superstar aura, but I do think Mason Greenwood would bring that one in as well. Let me know, Pastor. You can drag your camera a little bit down so it up with me. You don't want to seem like you're too. Yeah, that is perfect. That is perfect, Pastor. You don't want to seem like you're 2 foot. Yes. So good day, Pastor. How are you doing?
I am fair to find. I believe God has been faithful, so I'm thankful. It is going to be a wonderful day, I believe. So, yeah. Good
All
morning to
right.
everybody in the chat who will rewatch it wherever you are in the world. If the sun is in the sky, it is correct to be morning. But if it is dark where you are, a blessed evening to you also.
All right. So bless up to Markland Barrett. Thanks for coming in. And Joseph Brown said, bless up Imaxit and the Wemaxit. Yeah man, yeah man, yeah man, yeah man. Massive respect. Love the fact that you guys support me everywhere I go, and I try to stay on football and sensible conversation. Yes. All right. So Pastor Mason Greenwood, the president said that they're still in contact with him and he's still interested. How that sound to you? Just put a fast summary on that one, and then we can get into all of our predictions and performances right across the globe. Bless up
I am
Duckland. Bless up Duckland. Go ahead, Big Boss.
I am happy that I'm happy with him saying that, but cautious. The last player the president said we would get in February.
I had
We
said
know
that
how that
also.
we know how that go.
But
So
we
I
still
am
got the player. We still got the player.
yeah, yeah, we got the player much longer after that February. But so I am cautious, but I'm very happy to know that the communication is such that the president could comfortably speak about it. And what he said is that the player is still interested in being a part of the program with Jamaica. So I'm happy for that.
All right, nice, 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 nice. All right, so let me turn this up because I don't want this thing to shut off. Know yourself, big up yourself. Pagan, in the building. Ty in the building. And
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I'm trying to turn this thing off. All right, so let me make sure to take my blue so it is not mixed up. All right, because all right, 1 second, people. Yes, good. All right. Fabian Full, big up yourself, and Jason Ferran in the building. Massive, massive respect. All right. So, yes, the same thing I've said. But the reason why I love that he came out and put that on his shoulder, because the last time we had built a video, because the coach had actually alluded towards him reaching out to the player, or him and the player having conversation, my name was dragged in mud. So the fact that he can come out and say that, I guess it's an open dialogue, or it's an open dialogue for anybody to speak on the player. So I am glad about that. At least he said that so people can speak freely on it, because sometimes these players can, or the conversation of these players can look like you're in some jails or something. Yes, so I'm glad for that reason. So now it proved that maybe what the coach was actually saying was correct, and a lot of people was just out of this world for no reason. All right, yes. A man from Portland said, just landed. Who is the player? Well, the player name is right there. So, anyways, let me start from Saturday. All right, Friday to be exact. A Greg Lee team let us down Oxford. They drew, and with them drawing 1-1, it sets them in a tough spot. All right, so let me just run through the reggae, because we're not leaving out none of the Reggae Boys them. No, we don't run with sensationalism here, people. Everybody have to get a touch of the pie. Everybody is equally important. All right. Yes. So Stevenage 1-1 against Oxford, and with that 1-1, it puts them in a dangerous position. They are in seventh now. They are out of the playoff spot, which is same 74 but goal difference, and they have one more game to play. So Barnsley on 75 after playing 45 games, Lincoln on 74 after playing 45 games, Oxford on 74 after playing 45 games, Blackpool on 73 after playing 45 games. So past the four teams fighting for one playoff spot. Who you think getting that one playoff spot? All right. So Barnsley, 75 points. Not the best form. Lincoln, 74 points. Oxford, 74. And Blackpool, 73. Who you going with, Pastor?
Oxford has to win by 2 or 3 goals because it's them I want to go through.
But
So
if
they
they
have
win,
to.
but if they win Barcy, and the results don't go to the others way, they are going to go on 77. So that would be good enough to take not just a playoff spot, but take up to fifth if results don't go Barnsley and Lincoln's way. So
Well,
four teams fighting for two spots.
that's what I'm praying for. I am literally cheering for the Reggae Boy. I believe he's above League One in terms of his quality. So I want it to be that his efforts aid the team in going above League One, and then we can measure his development from there as a matter of you know how he progresses. But I believe his quality is above League One, so I'm literally cheering for him. It is good that the team is in that
Yeah,
position.
but Pastor, Barnsley also have John Russell and Cole, the striker, All right, so I guess you have to put how
Yes,
much more
but
Reggae
if
Boys
they
you have to
go,
put?
but if they
Yes,
go, if Oxford go up to 77, Barnsley can
wins. Go up
can
to 78.
go up
So
to
both of them go
78.
through.
So both of them go through.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Pastor. All right, Pastor. All right.
And here's what's true. I am disappointed that Oxford didn't win their game,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of comfortable that the team is in this position. That way, Greg Lee does not come to Concacaf with one easy game.
Oh, all right. Good look. That's
He's
good,
he's in
Pastor.
a dogfight every game. So in the absence of Omari Bell, whichever new player coming, he's coming out of a dogfight. He's equipped to maintain his place in the team because I'm not giving Greg Lee a place in the national senior team. I want Greg Lee to own a place in the national senior team. So I'm comfortable with the spot his team is in because he has to go out there and lift this team on his shoulders and take them to the level up. Have to level
All
up.
right. All right. Because a lot of players we have, guys. As you're coming, guys, remember to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Get it up there in the hundreds very fast. We have Grill Up says big up Mr. Blake for me. Yes, Mr. Blake. All right, Lee, big up says big up to Pastor. Pastor brought up a good point there. You will get the players in better condition. At least in fighting for condition, that is. All right, because you might
Yes.
be more damaged because you're playing in playoff games where everybody wants to go up and go down. So a broke foot is always up there because a man
If
wants
he's
to get
injured,
space.
JD, if he's injured, we will have to find replacement. If he
Yes,
goes
I
through and he's not injured, we are better off.
yes, that's what we say. If he doesn't come, if he doesn't
Yeah.
get injured, but it's a higher level of getting injured because everybody
Hmm.
fighting. Because that's a difference between League One and the Championship. So a man will broke your foot, just to get that extra 3 minutes to blow off the whistle, and he's in the Championship. I know that for a fact. All right. Ideal said, JD, you notice Shamar not getting a lot of minutes. We will get to that. Every player and every league get in their position. Aubrey, big of yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. Drac Drummond in the building said, good morning, crew. Pastor, I hope you prayed for JD so him no cuss no more for the rest of the month. I'm doing very well, very decent. All right, Kevin Jones, big of yourself.
Actually, I did
And
not pray for you on that subject. I did not. When I prayed for you, it wasn't about that.
football global, bless of yourself. All right, so top of Saturday result, you had Luton versus Brentford. You have Amari Bell, a place for Luton, but he's injured, and for Brentford you have big bad Ethan Pinnock that came back. So Ethan Pinnock made the goals, the score sheet in a drubbing, which I had said that Brentford is going to win that one, so I got that one correct. Ethan Pinnock back amongst the goals, back amongst the minutes, how crucial that is, and how much, what's the ratings you'd have gotten given Ethan Pinnock, people inside the chat. All right, he got a 7 points, a 7.6 he got on the day. For me, I would give Ethan Pinnock a 8. I thought that I got a chance to see him in an high press, so in the midfield third and also in the attacking third a lot more because his team Brentford is not the highest caliber team, so it's not every single day they are advanced up the pitch. I saw him in a different light now, and it makes me have even more respect for him. So at 8, I will give him. Thought it was a general type performance.
So for those persons who will be concerned about his speed if he's high up, he actually showcased his ability to still mark the zones and ensure that he's not caught out, which was good. I don't think we got because I didn't see the full game. I saw some highlights. I went through to see highlights of different games, but I don't think the highlights brought out all of that as much as what you're saying. But he wasn't caught out in any of the highlights that I saw, which would speak to the fact that centre back, yes, but still doing the job wherever you are placed on the park.
Yes, yes, yes. But he always progresses in midfield and play link up plays, and that showcase that he's a passing centre back as well. This game as well showcase he's comfortable in possession, and maybe if you want to try somebody in CDM, maybe he's the one that they could try in CDM as well. That's what it shows. Lulu, big of yourself,
But
determined, said that JD, I hope you talk about Bunny, but I talked about the Bunny yesterday as well. But clearly, as I've said, you don't listen. Listen to everything that I've said. You're here, but you're not listening to nothing. All right. So Sheffield got blown away by Burnley. I said that that would have happened as well. So Burnley's still up there, and then Arsenal scraped a 2-0. You guys saw 2-0, but I'm telling you, they scraped a 2-0 victory. All right. You got a chance to see the Arsenal game because I've watched every second. Even when they're turning off the camera, wiping off the camera to close it off, I was there. Because they know I have to make sure
J-
they lose, but it never
JD,
worked out.
I am not joining that fight. Yesterday you said for the sake of them not winning because you really don't want them to be winning,
Yes.
you're going to reduce the hate monitor on those teams. And this morning you haven't started
No,
remembering
no,
that.
no. I'm just Pastor. I'm just explaining to you that I
Okay,
was watching until they wiped off the camera, so I saw
yeah.
everything. And the goal that was scored, um, Trossard scored one that Jesus bounced on the ground, got up back, and just put it off to him. He kicks the ball, but it looks like he kicks it. The ball kicked him, and it went into the
I'm going.
top
I'm going
corner.
to say something. I'm going to say something that nobody saw in the match. Wolves beat Arsenal if Lambekisa was on the field.
No, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that far.
You know why I'm saying it? Why I'm saying it? Lembekisa would have been in position, and when the transitional play, he would have hurt Arsenal. But
Yeah, Lamikisa, he could have helped, but I don't think they beat them. They got chances to go up, and if they had gone up 1-0, Arsenal would have crumbled. He just never scored the goal. You understand me?
I'm just throwing. I'm just throwing that. I'm just throwing that to diffuse what you're doing. But I'm saying, really, I'm a fan of the Arsenal team on the Wenger.
Okay.
This team, not so much. No, I am not really an Arsenal fan like the Gunners,
Yes, the British
and
gunner came in.
I am not
He's the
like I
Arsenal
am not
forever.
like any other. I'm not like any other fan because I have three EPL teams that I cheer for. So it's different for me. Having said that, though, I believe champion teams are supposed to be measured by getting positive results when they have bad games. And that, in my mind, gives Arsenal some credit. They didn't have a good game, but they won.
Yes.
And I believe the measure of a championship team, that should
Is
play a
not having a good
major
game.
role.
So, Pastor, I have not said anything about Arsenal. So you're not
No, you
coming
have
here
not.
with your
No,
talk of, they still won.
no, no. I never said. I
That
didn't
is
accuse
enough
you of
credit
saying
to give
anything
Arsenal,
wrong.
Pastor. Oh God,
Eh?
much credit, Pastor. You give to Arsenal. Let me move on. Okay, Arsenal won 2-0. People, they won 2-0. Let me move on. Big up
Yes.
Princewood. Thanks for being here. JD and Pastor, I noticed our local players like Boza, Cephas not getting game time even before international break. And Boza, Cephas was getting much time. Paris lost in a lower league. All right, let's hope for the best for him. And British gonna said JD Arsenal forever. Yes, I know. Your name says it all. I can't say anything else. And then Chris Smith said, JD, I notice most YouTubers don't want to talk about it. I'm looking at our local born players overseas, and it's not impressive. Well, we're not a big footballing country, so I never expected it to be impressive. And to be honest, when have it been impressive? If we're gonna be honest to ourselves, Chris Smith, it has never been impressive. We always have one or two players doing well overseas, and we have one or two players doing well overseas now. So I would say it stays the same level. That's what I would
It
say.
will take a time. It will take a time for us, for Jamaica to develop a football culture if we ever get there. Because there are factions that literally fight against us having a football culture. And you will see that in the lack of support for even the teams that they claim to support. So we have to be careful. We measure ourselves against the best for those of us who believe in critical analysis. However, you cannot throw out the difference in cultures as it relates to productivity on the football field. In all the countries where the major leagues are hosted, they have football cultures. Jamaica does not have a football culture. Our cricket culture in Jamaica is giving way to our track and field culture. You'd have to balance which one is above which one. But we have never had a football culture in Jamaica. So despite the person in the last stream or the stream before the last one that
Mm-hmm.
said Jamaica have a lot of football fields, when you talk about football fields in Jamaica, every one of these playing areas, you can get lost in a pothole. You can broke your hip. So when they're talking about football field, it is not conducive for proper football development. So even when you compare the amount of proper fields in Belgium to what they had said, JD,
Mm-hmm.
I I didn't comment on it because I didn't want to go off into something else. But the reality is, we don't have proper playing surfaces in Jamaica.
That
So
was just a
we have
conversation. That was just not a conversation. That was just an ego check I was giving him,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
don't like
yeah. I
people
mean,
people that delusional.
because
So I
we
don't
play
like people
football in
that.
Jamaica on Cow Commons, not necessarily a football field. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All
So we
right.
can move from that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. So, Brian Burke says eat along with Pastor and JD. Oh my God. And I Revive said, Pastor, oh, you support so much, many more than so much teams. And then bless up yourself, Tom, and drop drum and big up yourself. Um, Marlon said JD Paris is starting for his team and doing great. He actually scored again yesterday. Flemings have a good season in Serbia as well, and Norman. Yeah, but Marlon, I just answered Chris Smith, and you know what I meant when I was actually talking about. Their leagues that they're playing in is okay, but not at the level that I was trying to put the conversation to. So, like, for instance, for the last 30 years, 35 years, we have always had one player in the championship to the Premier League standard doing well. And that has not changed. We only have one local barn in the Premier League standard, and which is Liam Bailey, and that's it. Period. No one else doing anything remotely close to that. All right. You can say Shamar did good enough at Clement. Okay, but it's the same patch. We have more people, so we have the potential to be better. That's the only thing I can say, but it doesn't really change the reality from the last 35 years. It's the same,
I think
but we have the
numerically,
potential to go up. So I don't
I
really
think
want to
only
comment on that.
numerically,
Yes,
only
I don't want to
numerically.
comment on that because I know I'm correct there, because we
Yeah.
can't name the other player. What we can say now, and we have the same level of players playing for Jamaica, because at the time in the last 30 years we had players of the similar calibers from Premier League playing for Jamaica, and so it was happening. It was just not highlighted. So I don't think much has changed. You know, much much have not changed. All right, that's what I was answering. You know. JD and Pastor, who do you say is gonna win the EPL? I say Liverpool all the way. I drop Drummond. I say Manchester City, Liverpool coming second, and Arsenal coming third. That's what I would say.
I have
What
never seen
does
Man City reeled in after they go out front. So I would say Man City.
pitches have to do with a footballing culture? Um, it has a lot of ways to do with a footballing culture. First thing, footballing culture. Having a footballing culture is to love something. In order to love something, you have to have the passion around it. And after have the passion around it, you slightly want to invest in it a little bit more. So everybody that has a footballing culture tend to have better infrastructures than what Jamaica has. I'm just using Jamaica in the context. And then if you spin the block If you spin the block now, footballing culture goes hand in hand with support. There is not one country or not one thing in the world that says it's a culture that doesn't get support. The meaning of support culture is actually the support base behind it, both playing it and also attending it as well and supporting it as well. And if you support something, that simply means you would have the best version of it. Mr. 433, smoke yo right there. Go ahead, Pastor. Then we can move on with our actual breakdown of players. I have enough
JD,
of 433 today. I had to smoke him, you know? Yes.
they continue to disappoint me. I don't like
No, man,
to
433,
draw.
433 is a good guy. He's just asking
Yeah,
questions.
I know. I saw him on a YouTube program. I know.
A good guy, man.
But
Update him.
he disappoint me. If that is what he can put as a question, if it is not a question for us to explain, if it is that that is really a question he wants to ask, I'm disappointed. If it is that there's a question asked for the education of the audience, then I have some respect for you, Mr. 433. But if it is a question that you're asking, don't disappoint me like that. I like to see young men from a certain cultural background elevate themselves. So again, if that is a question to educate the viewers, respect to you, sir, for it, because we are about informing people. Yes, the pastor said it. Informing the
All right. All right.
congregants.
Shakpo says, determined says one Bailey. So he's about the pillow gang. He has nothing else to say more than his pillow. All right. He's advertising his new pillow, Mark Bailey on it. So let me continue. All right. Shakpo said, I feel Shamar Nichols could easily play for Chelsea as a striker. Cause Jackson not doing it. Jackson does more than what Shamar Nichols does on a football field. Alj said, so JFF don't have a footballing culture. Maybe that's the case, and that's what they're trying to do. That's
The
exactly
answer to
what they
that
have
is
said.
no.
That is exactly what they have said. They want to make football more of a culture. Here, that's what they
Yes,
said. So that means they're admitting that they don't have it.
they
So
don't have
listen.
it.
Best as documentary, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Then we have 80 football, my brother from 80, massive respect. Much has changed. JD, we have more players getting exposure and playing overseas. You know what? Let me leave determined alone because he's determined to say
That's
things
just
that I
numerical
don't.
determined. That's the only thing has changed numerically.
Pastor, leave determined alone. I'm not going to. I'm not determined to explain anything to him. All right, because I have said something before, and it has nothing to do with what he's saying. All right. So, anyways, we had more games played. We have Man City defeating Chelsea. It was a struggle. Chelsea is a very good team as it relates to energy, youth, and stuff. Next year, you're going to be scary, as what I've said before. But the customer beatdown of Manchester City on Chelsea, it was served up 1-0 on the day. All right. All right. Well, British Gunner, Bloomfield, you will be saying different things when Chelsea will Arsenal because I can guarantee that Arsenal not beating Chelsea anywhere on planet Earth. Remember, I took a goalkeeper kicking the ball to Rice and Peas for Rice and Peas to put it in the empty net. That's how Arsenal got back in the game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Well, if they play anything like that or anything like what they played the other day, Arsenal will just pack up their bags and just leave for next year. All right. So let me not be a hater. Let me not be a hater because I've just spilled all facts. But you guys are going to be fighting. I said I'm bad minded. But tell you what, when that time comes, we will be talking. All right. Pastor, they act like I don't watch every game, And every day they come here fighting with me for no reason because they know that I'm not going to believe them. All right? Yes.
I'm going to reiterate my statement that I made with Arsenal winning, with Manchester City beating Chelsea. I don't think Manchester City had a good game.
Yeah, but Pastor, I never said Manchester City
Yeah,
had a good game. I never said that. But
I'm just,
but Pastor,
I'm just saying it for the
Pastor,
viewers, not for you. Not for you. I'm
Pastor,
just saying it for the
all
viewers.
the games them, Pastor, have you watched every one of the games them Chelsea and Manchester City played this year? Every one of them was the same thing. Every one of them 4-4, 1-1, 1-0. All of them was the same thing. Chelsea have a billion chances. Obviously, the first game, City should have won it because City had enough chances to sink them off. But Chelsea keep rallying back. So Chelsea is a good team, not as what British them are
Yeah.
trying to tell you that they are no good. Nothing like that. That is not true. All right. Michael Thomas, big up yourself. Tom says we only talk football, we don't support it. Well, that's how it is. They're trying to support it now. City, lucky that should have been a penalty for Chelsea. He was talking about a wall that was that jumped, and you had um um Grealish jumped and Grealish jumped and he closed his arm in, and the ball glimpsed off his arm, and he said it should have been a penalty. All right, City would have still scored, so it would have been 1-1, and then maybe the game would have been drawn out and stuff. And yeah. But Goku, not Doku, Goku came on, and from Goku came on, it was murder. All right, so I don't think Chelsea would have gone on to win it because Goku was tearing up. I Pastor, I have never seen a player aside from Iron Robin that three players marking and can't stop. You have to look at least
The
him running
Flying
himself out the
Dutchman.
door. No, listen to your option. Him not passing the ball good, him running himself out the door, or him not scoring. But you ain't stopping Doku. This man and his best days are incredible. But he's just incredible terrible at some point. Like he passed the player, and you're saying, yes, Doku, score now. Pass a good ball. Oh my God. This guy is fantastic in every way in football. Believe me, he would have the man alone drawn. That's why I've said to people, if you watch football, you would know how impactful certain players are. The man dragged back Chelsea's defense line. They couldn't attack anymore. It was like isolation attacks because the reason why they were so good, because they had the midfield third up the pitch and also their front three as well. With Doku there, he was literally dragging back the entire back line and also two from the right hand side. You have to give him credit, man, because I've never seen a man aside from Robin does things like that. It's amazing. We have to give him his credit, man. The man fast like playing. Oh my God.
Well, you see, the difference between running fast and dribbling fast in a JD. A lot of people don't seem to bridge the divide because not everybody that runs fast
But
can
Pastor,
do
that
so
man
with the
run
football.
fast. The man
But
run fast. The
Deco
man
does it
dribble
with the
fast.
football. He does it with
Look,
the football.
he does it with. He's fast aside. We talk the football as
Yeah,
well.
but I'm saying not everybody that is fast can do it with the football. The difference with him is he does it with the football.
And have the
So
football.
after he move the ball, you can't catch him back. And when he runs
Exactly,
off the
man.
ball, you can't follow him. Any team have him is blessed.
Yeah, so he's impressive, people, but he needs to work on his delivery. Doku is Frimpong on both wing for Dutch team. Yeah, Frimpong is fast as well, He's fast as well. Really says, JD, oh, is that not a penalty for Chelsea? Grealish clearly stopped the ball with his hand. All right, so we never wanted to go into the handball, but the next one I will argue that point because you have to understand there is context to handball because they're trying to change the rules as well. All right, so not every ball that hits the hand is a handball. Depending on the trajectory and the proximity that the hand found itself, it could be deemed as not an handball. Because if I have my hand right here or my hand going back down right here and it bounced my hands, I'm closing it. It's becoming a part of my body. So it's down to the referee's interpretation. If he honestly believes that he's not trying to bring it forward, but just close it in, that cannot be deemed as an handball. So all of those things are in the rule and the letter of the law. All right. So
Should
if
not be
it is a
deemed.
handball, go ahead.
Should not be deemed.
And I could see, Pastor, yes, and we could see why he interpreted that the what way because he was bringing his arm. Maybe some would say that his arm never came in fast enough, but the man is a human being and he was bringing in his arm. So if the referee decides that it's not a handball, if he had given it, I wouldn't ball, Pastor. If he had
Mhm.
given it, I wouldn't ball, but he never did. So I could understand why he interpreted it that way.
So in that case, you credit the referee for doing his job.
Yes, he does
Uh,
whatever he wants to do on that
yeah.
on play. All right, so let's move on,
We beat
Pastor.
them when them thief. So when them balance, cause some of them
The
thief.
Tom said, JD, if it was a Arsenal player, you would say it's a penalty. Oh God, uh, we are coming back to it. All right, speak on Doku's end product. No, we just said Doku's end product is still frightening based on how much end product he has. But Doku could be the best footballer on planet Earth if he had a clinical end product. That's the amount of chances he gets per game because you cannot stop him. So he would have been the greatest footballer. Doku can have 3 assists every game. Every game, he can get 3 assists
Go to
or
the
3 goals.
mics.
But he's not clinical enough. So let me see how he produces down the line. All right. But once he turns it on and get it right, remember, in one game he had 5 goals contribution, One game, That is still the best performance from a player this season. So when he gets it right, he's unplayable. But the problem is he's not gonna get it right 5 times for the season. Because 5 times for the season, he's gonna get 20 goals contribution in 4 games. In 4 games. So it's incredible how good this guy is whenever that time comes. All right, but he's not so consistent. All right, so let me move on. Leicester, 2, Brent, West Brom 1. With that, Pastor puts Leicester on 91 points after 43 games played. Ipswich still on 89 after 3 games played in second after 43 games played in second spot. Then we have Leeds on 87 after 43, so Leeds not doing well. So and Southampton lost to Cardiff
Four
2-1. So
four
that
points
puts
behind.
Southampton after 43 on 84 points. Ooh. So Coventry not playing, Coventry not playing Ipswich this week. And I can tell you that Ipswich might go down the winner of this week because what that does, it keeps them in second spot and keep things in their own hands. If they put their points up, they should be qualifying straight to the Premier League.
With Leicester. So you're saying Ipswich is in a good position. So Ipswich and Leicester would go through,
Yes, if does their business, nobody can stop them, pretty much.
which is
All
which,
right.
which is which is right. Take your future in your own hands. Um, I how did I have it? Yes, Ipswich was at the top of the table, right?
Yes, but
Oh, so
because
I so it
Leicester
would be
won,
it would be the way I said it, that Ipswich would still
yes.
go through and Leicester would go through with them. Yeah, I was just trying to remember how I had
All right, all right,
said it would
all
go.
right. So other results, Huddersfield 0, Swansea 4. That just moves Swansea away from the relegation zone and put them up in the middle pack now. And where our boy Jamal Lowe came in, broke the ice, and he had a goal in that one as well. All right, so another good cameo for Jamal Lowe. Had like 20 odd minutes, almost 30, and he opened up the score sheet to make Swansea gets this win. And I want to say that Jamal Lowe single-handedly dragged them out of the relegation zone because majority of his goals turn out to be either the odd goal or the opening goal to help the cause. So Jamal Lowe was very much important this year for Swansea. Let me give you Jamal Lowe overall stats this year because Jamal Lowe might not get the respect that he deserves To be honest. All right. So let me give you
He's the player
Jamal
they
Lowe
like not
season.
to see.
No, let me just give you a season. All right. So Jamal Lowe season. 33 games played, 9 goals, 3 assists. So he has 12 goals contribution in the championship alone. All right.
One
In
in
the
three.
championship alone, he has that. Um, in the EFL Cup. No, that is not the season. Let me give you FA Cup. I thought he scored in something else, you know. I am not getting it. I thought he scored one for Bournemouth this year, but I'm gonna get into it. But Jamal Lowe, very good season for him. Based off where he was coming from, not getting any game for Bournemouth, and then comes down in the championship, and then he has 3 assists. 3 assists. Let me make sure. 3 assists. 3 assists and 9 goals in 33 appearances, and he only had 24 starts, playing a minutes of 67. Yes. Real Gem, we were talking about Doku at the time. All right, guys, remember as you're coming, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Oh, you get the like button, click the triple dot at the top of the screen. It's there. Subscribe to the channel, get us closer to 11,000. We are running, we are running, we are running. We are trying to catch our next channel, which is Wemaxit Football, and 17,000 subscribers with only 300 videos, and we have around 700 videos here, and we're on 11, almost 11,000. All right, so let me try get it up to that level. All right, so Jamal Lowe, Pastor
JD,
Jamal Lowe.
on Jamal Lowe, that's a goal contribution every 2.8, I think 8-9 games. 2.89 games. A goal contribution. I just want to say that for the value of people who continue not to give this player the kind of respect I believe he has earned by what he has done. I saw Boss Thomas putting up. Apparently, he watched the game and listened to the commentary.
Yes, yes. No, no, no,
That the
Pastor.
commentators were. No, I
I
was speaking
posted it. I
specifically to the
posted it.
statement
No,
he
I
made.
posted it. I posted it.
Okay, yeah, but it's a pity. It's a pity that the Jamaican fan base don't share the sentiments based on the quality that he has displayed in the Reggae Boy shirt.
And Pastor, I want to give you a joke. I posted it. Um, and then I posted it in the community section. You know what a commenter said? This player should be replaced by Whisper because Whisper showed that he's better than him and a better IQ.
No comment.
No, we're not going to comment on it. I'm just telling you how people think. I'm just
Yeah. Mhm.
it's in our. I had not even responded to it as
It is
when I
things
posted
like
it.
that why I made sure to point out the
Yes,
percentage goal contribution. Things like that.
yes. All right. So Um, what happened to the Johnson? Johnson is playing good as well every day living, but he's not in the Jamaica team. I don't know what happened. I heard that he missed passport appointments and all of those stuffs. All right, urgency coming here hyping again. uh, all right, and Marlon said, JD, Low is falling off. I wouldn't say so, Marlon, because a player that came off from not playing football to going straight in a division and doing better than majority of the other players them that we want out of the division. At least maybe you rate him higher than where you had he's now. So that could be deemed as he has fallen off. All right. But for me, I think he's okay. He's okay. He's doing his thing, and this is a good return for a man that was on the bench and not playing. All right, and this is one of the best return for a majority of the players them on the Jamaica team. So such high standard set for him. That Marlon may have to have that conversation on the next stream. All right. Yes. Everybody can't be in the team, Pastor. All right. Patrick said they are idiots. Patrick, and I would assume I would agree with you that they are idiots as well. I'm very sorry. They are, and that is what's stopping them
Why
from
is
getting a
that
player.
statement not leveled when the call come from certain factions that everybody can be in the team? That same statement that everybody cannot be in the team. Why is that statement not leveled when you make some call for some unqualified persons who have not done anything to merit the place? Why is that level that same statement over there?
Yeah, all right. So Norwich. Norwich Bristol 1-1. That kind of opened up the field, guys, because Norwich needed the win. They were in good form. We expected them to get that win. Rotherham versus Birmingham 0-0. Stoke 3-0 over Plymouth, but no game or no sight, no one in sight for Daniel Johnson. All right, so let me know what say you guys. Should this affect Daniel Johnson's inclusion? At this point, Pastor, should this affect Daniel Johnson's inclusion?
Consideration must be given to it. But JD, I'm not even going to leave the door crack for the stupidity to exist.
Okay, okay.
Before you contemplate certain player, Daniel Johnson fits in any 23. So consideration must be given to it. And the coach, this is where the national team coach plays a role in the player bouncing back if there's an issue, or the play touch base with the player and find out what is the situation. Is everything all right with you and the coach at your club? Is, because he's your player, as the national coach, he's your player. So you make the player feel valued if you touch base with him and say, hello, I notice X for this period. What's your situation?
And
Um,
the reason why I've said that Pastor Nitro is due to the fact that Ravel Morrison was not in the team because he was not playing. Not playing. He had a club because he was still signed in the MLS. He got
mhm,
released from the MLS just the other day. So that's the
yes.
same situation with Daniel Johnson. So we can't act like we can't pull out the card for one person and then put it in for the next person. So that's why we're asking that question, because that's why you come here, because we have the balls to ask the serious questions.
But you bringing up Ravel. Ravel was unfairly treated if you use the statement that was used to leverage his
Yes.
non-inclusion.
Yes, it's pure corruption type
You,
talking, and
you understand what I'm saying? Because they
narrative
said he
setting,
need to find a club. The arrangement he had with his club allowed him, because they weren't playing him, so he was able to go anywhere and train, that he would be accepted. That does not mean he's not signed to a club. The reason we were given is that he need to find a club. That's pure political gymnastics, because he's
Mhm.
signed to a club, meaning he's collecting salary if it's even $1. The reality no is that Daniel Johnson is signed to a club. However, he's not getting any playing time. So they cannot then apply that statement to Daniel Johnson, because everybody know he's signed to a club.
Mhm.
And then, if you're going to be honest to say people who are not playing are not eligible for selection, then you are going to have to apologize and said we did it, but we're not going to do it any longer. So they would have to close the door by accepting that they did it before they can level that against Daniel Johnson, because there are players who were given numerous caps not playing nor signed to any club.
All right. Let me go to the comment section. Jock said, I don't think DJ has been performing well for the Reggae Boyz in recent time. Leroy says, good talk, JD. Yeah, man. We have to split justice in our reasoning. And I thought that Ravel was treated unfair based on what we're seeing now. But as my pastor said, only when they know, maybe we can't find anybody better than him at this point. But that wouldn't be true, because John Russell and those guys play in a better, are much more set to the system that he's playing in, but not getting selected, and DJ getting selected, not playing. So we have to ask those questions, and I think it's good for someone listening to ask the coach that in his press conference. Alj said Ravel never impressed the coach in the two TNT games because he thought he was gonna be in the team. Go back and look. Too privileged and always causing fight, as per Blake. Okay. All right. So people alluding towards more things than that. No spot as well for development spot in the squad. That time is up. We are now at World Cup. And Travis said only England-born players of heritage gets a pass in the national team. But that couldn't be true with Travis. Um, because we are talking about two English-born guys. One never got a pass, Travis, none at all. None at all, but one got a pass because Daniel Johnson not playing and Ravel not playing, but both of them had clubs. But one got a pass and one didn't. So, and then others in Jamaica that was Jamaican born got a pass to get whatever they wanted. So it tells you that the passes go either way, different places, but it's kind of selective. That's what it's showing us, Travis. Not necessarily like it's England. It looks like you have to have some connection with some people to get a pass. That is the difference. Daniel Johnson Barner Yard as well. That is true, Boss Thomas. But obviously he was in England for the longest time. So, but if you want to use the same Travis argument, both of the man that got a pass born in Jamaica. All right, so it is more favored to Jamaicans, people born inside Jamaica. If you want to turn it into that, but I was not trying to turn it into that. I was just asking what's the difference between Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison. But you guys said he's disruptive, so we're gonna move past that because he's disruptive. All right. Then we have a next good one now, League One, and then we'll move on to the final day because a lot of players played. You saw this different. We went 1 hour and we don't even finish our titles as well. This is the amount of players actually played. And this is what I love about these streams. It gives you everything. And I love when people text me and say, JD, continue to do these things because I like to hear about the players, them, not just
Good.
sensationalism, but yes, I love it, Northampton, Exeter, 2-1, Northampton lost that one. Then Blackpool defeated Barnsley. And because Blackpool Barnsley, defeated Barnsley, it turns the League One upside in down, Pastor. Hear this now, Pastor. With the ratings down. So Bolton on 86 points, right, after 45 games played. Petersborough 83 points after 44 games played. Barnsley 75 points after 45 played. Lincoln 74. We got through that part. That 4 team fight for 2 spots. But you also have Petersborough still fighting for automatical promotional spot because Derby on 89, but they have one more game left. Petersborough have two more games left, and Bolton have one more game left. So if Derby don't win their final game, Bolton can surpass Derby as well. Petersborough can surpass Derby as well. So only spot is certain is first spot. From second to 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 eight is still up and running. Mental. All right, mental in
Is that as a result of the closeness in quality of the teams, or
Ooh,
the the strategy of the coaches at the teams?
it couldn't be the
And
strategy of the coaches.
any answer you give, I like it because this is what competition supposed to bring. You're supposed to value every game. You're supposed to value your opportunity to be in any game. From second to eighth is unsettled. That means there's competition. So any game you go will be a live game. There's no dead rubber. I love
Yeah,
it.
facts. So let me just run through the other results. Then Bolton 2-0 win. So that Bolton is doing good. They can win their last game. That would be nice. Petersburg 2-0. And we have two potential Reggae Boys on that one. Some people said three. All right. But I don't know the other one that much. I need to scout him. So that is my problem. My fault right there. I need to do a good job there. Marlon and others, Nitro told me about him. Yes. Malik Mothersill
Which
got to
one?
start again. Malik Madasil got to start, so we have to talk about Malik Madasil and
Before you go
James
to
Jamal
Mother
Lowe.
Sale, which one you didn't scout? Which one?
No, let me give you his name. They said his name is Macy Clark. Macy Clark is the next one. Macy Clark. They said.
I
I,
think
I
it's not
don't
the
know.
first
I
time I
don't
hear
know the
Marlon
name.
with that name, you know.
I work it out. So Mother Sill, yeah man, I said his name. I revives. but I don't know him, so I'm going to know him. All right. Here, Marlon, I try spin the narrative now. Marlon, we are talking now. Anyways, well, because Johnson Clark Harris never got enough games, whether or not he fell out with the coach, whatever the situation is, we saw Mothersill jumped from a trials from Everton. The window closed on him. Everton proven that they have all sorts of problems, money problems, so they couldn't sign him, but they loved the player. He dropped down to Petersburg in League One, went into their U21s, played good in their U21s, got the promotion to their cup games, dominated their cup games, brought them to a finals, and got them over the line in the finals, got some game times in the main team, and at this point, he's getting starts in vital games. Is that not the perfect example to say that this guy needs to be looked at the national level? Because remember, we are talking about Cole and those guys, that are years ahead of him. We are talking about Whisper in Chelsea, which he passed to Whisper in Chelsea already. So, and proving himself at trials at Everton main team. They said they love him and would like for him to come back. And now he goes to Petersburg and getting game time and doing well. Even the other day, we had a Petersburg team fan saying that he has been excellent, scored some vital goals and created some vital assists. So him himself helped Petersburg to be in this position. So that is not the term to tell you that a man, because remember we want Cole in the team. And he's he's higher than Cole in the table, and he's performing. So, and he is 20. So is that not the perfect example to say this kid need a chance, or we have to wait until he goes to the Premier League? What say you? Let me know, Pastor. And let me know, people in the chat, because I was raving eye on him,
You
before
see,
he's doing most of these things. But clearly tells you I know what I'm talking about.
Mr. Speed said the JFF will be better going forward. If they get this one thing right, they will be 25% better than they were. When a player articulates that they want to represent the national team and they have the quality, it is evident by international scouting reports of their quality. They are dubbed along with the best young players for the era. Mothersill made that statement when he was 17 years old, even if it was one day before his 18th birthday. He was 17 when he said he wanted to play for Jamaica. He's now 20. That is 3 years. We have had the situation where we had suspension and injuries, which gave up a lot of spaces for players to be included. Now, I am happy that Dixon got the opportunity, but there is no way you can have Dixon in the same conversation with Mothersill in terms of quality of the player. No way, it's not remotely possible. I am saying it cannot be the excuse that Simon and others put, that if we highlight these players or that we're going after these players, that it somehow opens up the eyes of the English administrators to these players. They belong to the English administrators. The English administrators know them. So this non argument or non answer, and this is how I'm labeling it from Simon and others, that we don't want to highlight these players. It is a non answer, a non argument. We must solve the documentation acquisition for these players in the diaspora, wherever they are in the world. It has to be solved, JD. Jamaica operates a system where you can get a passport for in one day. If it is that this young player is as good as the international scouting report says, the JFF could easily, on an off day where he is, fly him the hell into Jamaica and do the something and fly him back to his club. One day.
All right. So for people questioning,
That would
because
be
one
money
thing
well invested.
but
I'm
pastor for
just,
people pastor hold on, because people questioning if he has his passport. I'm not sure about that.
we
The
have no
problem is
evidence that he does.
pastor, let me speak now, please. The problem is what I've heard people saying that he's not ready. So that's why I had my argument. That's why I keep on proving or who evaluating talent. You understand me? Because that's why I keep on proving you. Say that what they're saying is madness, and that's why I've kept proving it. You understand me? Because one, if they had said he never had any papers, I would have left it alone. But the fact that people questioning if he's ready or not, so that's why I continue to show them the progression of a player. And I was saying that from a long time ago. All right. So that's all I'm saying. So King J, what I'm saying, King J, is get them. Even if they're not playing now, they are going to be very good at 2020 for 2026 World Cup. If they are good now, imagine how they are going to be in 2026 World Cup. So that's all I'm saying. We're not going to wait until 2026 and he gets back a game on a Premier League team, which would have happened this year, if Everton never found themselves in all sorts of problems. And clearly, even now, Everton still have themselves in all sorts of problem up to the final day. You understand me? He might would have been on that squad and improved himself at a better rate than what he's doing in Petersburg. Pastor, the players need to take the time out and do their documents. I have players, no, but Marlon, we are not sure if this player don't have his document in Marlon. I am not sure about that here, but give me a little time for me to find out because I'm going to get it directly from them and to see what's going on. Because what I heard, Marlon, is people saying that he's not ready and that is bollocks if you are using who we have. So you can't just jump and say that, Marlon, because you make Travis say exactly. So you can talk to that, Marlon, but if you don't have concrete proof on this player, we don't want to put it there because that will give people excuse not to try and invest more time in these players. All right, I'm
JD,
just bringing up Pastor. I'm gonna pass.
finish. When you finish.
I'm just bringing up this to show highlight what the players are doing, so at least we can keep abreast of what's going on with the players. All right. No, Travis, if the player tell me that him have him own passport, which he never told me that, but I'm saying if I go and investigate and the player told me that, you can't tell me nothing, Travis. I'm not going to listen to you, right, dear Travis, because I'm going to get it from the people themselves. So I'm just saying, give it a little time, let me go find out the information directly, and then I will see if it comes down to what people had said that he was not ready as it relates to quality on the pitch, which I think that is absurd. That's all I'm saying right there, Travis. All right, that's all I'm saying with this Mothercell kid, and I think we have to be careful of these kids because I don't want them to be going back to their Wonder Kids self, and then when they go back to their Wonder Kid self, we are the same ones, feeling so bad in ourselves, feeling so bad in ourselves, um, and then begging them to come and play, and then they don't want to play because we disrespected them. And I am going to be here documenting these moments, and I'm going to disrespect a lot of you guys when you turn up and tell me foolishness. You know why? And say you to sell out because England want him or not. No, I'm going to disrespect you. You know why? Because I've documented it and see that we are the ones never gave them a good shake. That's all I'm saying. So I'm just using this as document purposes. All right, that's all.
JD, how instructive for Marlon. Marlon, I don't forget things too easily. You are a person that seemingly maintain a balance in your conversation as it relates to the players coming in. Yes, it is the players' responsibility to get their documents
Pastor,
sorted out. It is
Pastor, let me
theirs.
just go
However,
ahead, Travis.
let me just say this and done. However, the JFF is responsible for football administration. They are the ones that make the investments in the development of football. I am saying that it is a responsible thing to do to invest in things that will bring you significant revenue in the future. If you invest in a flight, a round trip flight from Mothersill to get his documentation completed, when Mothersill in the next 2 years is 22 and flying at the World Cup scoring goals and Jamaica get to round of 16 and beyond, you know what jersey sales is going to be? And that's what I'm saying, Marlon. We have invested in local born players to ensure that they can go overseas by placing them in the national team. I'm saying do the same investment in players because they're Jamaicans or want to represent the country. Do the same investment. And that's what I'm saying.
All right, sing about me out as me like talk about a bag of people when I want to come and play for Jamaica. All right, let me move on. So let me give you the other results them and then come to the final day so we can close up the show, people, because we have like an hour. So people, thanks for the likes and the video, massive respect. But continue to hit the like button. How to do so is to click the triple dot at the top of the screen, and then it will be available to you, like the likes, the shares, and everything. We hold sane conversation here, and we watch football. Marlon is one of our brethren that definitely work with us, study football as well. So I don't think Marlon means anything wrong. I think he meant overall because Marlon might be in the know of some other players that drag their foot to go around and get papers done. That that is definitely true. All right, but I'm saying I'm not sure about this kid, so I try to context it on this kid only. I said I'm gonna find out on him because I know and I see the progression of the player, and you clearly saw the progression as well because he's stepping up from the U21s, come straight into the main team as to what I have said he's going to do. So at least you can trust me, as because even though Kadamatieri never played for Jamaica, and Pastor in a show the eyeball may have the talent. Oh, long may they talk about this kid, and then
That's
even
not a
Marlon go
question.
want it. So that tells you that you should have given respect to say, sing that I know what I'm looking at as it relates to football. Because I've been talking about Ethan Pinnock being the best player in Jamaica team. When people tell me the King should start over Ethan Pinnock, and I'm asking if them ever crack. You understand me? So I maybe I'm the highest level scout you have for Jamaica team because I have been the one them picking out the gems them for Jamaica team. So I think I should be respected as to what I know about football because I have been the one picking out these players and they have been proving you before Ethan Pinnock being anybody. I am telling you how good Ethan Pinnock is. And you guys out here bodying me up. Oh, they man low 50 times better than Ethan Pinnock. Football in reality after 4 years don't I say I seems like the messiah of football prediction. All right, yes. So when you stop ramp with me, give my name some respect. All right. So, anyways, that's what people we're here to try look at football the right way and try to put some players out there in the eyeballs. So that's all I want to do. All right. so
No respect for
so
your eyeballs scouted.
yeah, they say they have no respect for my eyeballs. JD, only English born players of Jamaican heritage you talk about and big them up. Um, but Travis, that was the reason why I came on YouTube. I never came on YouTube for the other ways because remember, Travis. Look, let me before we skip on to the final day, let me just show Travis something. Travis, the other day I'm on my stream talking about football. I have a man come here and tell me something don't know nothing about football. That's how Jamaicans act. You cannot tell them anything. Remember how long I'm here telling people about reaction timing and stuff? They had to sign a man for 200 million or more, close to 200 million or whatever the figure is, for come and tell them about reaction timing. You know, long I'm here telling them that. So Jamaicans act like them know too much, Travis, especially when they're in a field. Nobody can know more than them. So I couldn't come out here and tell them how good a player is in Jamaica and by me scouting them. They wouldn't believe me. So I had to do the next best thing, closer to me and players that they're not interested in. So that's what I had to do, Travis. Look on life that way and look at our culture and the people who we are. Just look at that, Travis, and you would have to agree with me right there. So I couldn't come and tell them, I can't tell them who good in Jamaica from who not good. Remember me tell them so we still got dominate Manning Cup and score 7,000 goals. because I could have calculated him to that level. And then he went on to score 10,000 goals. And then everybody around back a whisper, like none of them would have said him is good. People actually were saying that he was not good at the time. I'm talking on YouTube. And they are the same ones telling people are the greatest thing that him being a national team. When I them that tell people say him not good. So people, I was doing that as well, Travis. So that is not a true statement of me, Travis, because I did scouted local players, but not as many. That is true. Um, because watch JPL. No, 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 no. Don't tell that lie. I watch JPL matches, not as much. That is true, not as much, but I still watch JPL matches. And Travis, maybe I've done more than what you give me credit for, and more things that I am willing to come here and hype up. Other people I would left to do that, because when you do good things, you should not come and talk about it to brag. You understand me, Travis? But you are in the know with other people in and around Jamaica football, so you should know what I've done in football in Jamaica. All right? I will leave it right there because I'm not that type of person because I've not done these things to come here and tell you, say, I've done these things. That's why it has been done in secrecy. All right? Yes. So them um So one come here said you did say Whisper wasn't as good, and that is what that it was Butler hyping him up. What a wicked person! What a wicked person! Put a timestamp on that, Mister Liar, because nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. Because I was the first one coming out here telling somebody that the player was good at this level. But I still stand that he never deserved to make any U20 team because he wasn't better than nobody at that time. That is two difference because the U20 team was a different team picked, not a local team. It was a joint overseas and local team, and you have to bring it down to context. The players he was going up against, all of those players were professional players. All right. So whatever your name is, you should learn about context. Yes, a meaning of what the word mean, the meaning of context, and maybe you will be much smarter, and your life might turn out better. I would agree with you, JD. The football IQ of local based players. No, I have not said the football IQ of local based players. I've said people, how they behave. You can't tell them nothing. Them know everything. That's why I'm loving when Mr. Speed tell them say them never know nothing about football and I them fail the kids them. You understand me? So I never wanted to get involved in nothing like that. Nothing at all. I'll take my beating, but it's the truth. Not everyone, even JPL. All right, so let me move on from that. But I want that one, that liar that's coming from WhatsApp group to come and say, who did say Whisper no good? The JD is the first YouTuber to put video and Whisper on YouTube. I was the first YouTuber, and his father working on his movements them and working out information them and putting out there. When I'm doing videos and Whisper, people saying why me hyping up that kid. So delusional commenter, go back to your master them in a WhatsApp group and go have sense. All right, because you might know reality. Because why was I on Mr. Butler's them stream at that time? Telling them where the player plays, the best position for the player, and everything. And up to this day, it's still the position of the player where I said he played. Mr. Butler tell people say he can play everywhere. And then he had to backtrack when the coach put him in at striker when they were playing Trinidad. He came on Sportsmax complaining that the player can't play there. But I had told him where the player can't play or can play. So go back and check history. History is not on your side. Embarrassment. That's why you need to learn the word context. Yes. Come, pass it, we continue because we have to smoke them every day, and teach them some lesson. Yes. Yeah, man. Cian Boy,
Swept away like the
WhatsApp boy.
shaft
Cian Boy, they
of the
use WhatsApp
desert
group to be
floor.
relevant. They use WhatsApp group to be relevant because they had no talent on YouTube, so they had to use WhatsApp group to convince a bunch of weak-minded people already to just sell their narratives to. So that means life is not really close to reality for them. They are doomed. But we don't know. We don't need those things. We have 200 people burning on the building in the morning. All right, and we are sticking to facts and conversations. All right, so Everton Forest 2-0. I got that wrong. I thought that would have been a draw, but Everton took all 3 points. It was at Everton, and that helps Everton to move themselves away. All right. Uh,
I
Upper
think I
Road,
had disagreed with that prediction, but went with the other team winning. I don't have. I didn't write them down, so I think I got that one wrong also. But because I went with the other team winning,
and then
not
now we have
Everton.
Then we have Aston Villa. This is what people came here for. I was on YouTube talking, and obviously you know that Liam Bailey scores. So from Liam Bailey scored, you know that you can't even see a video anymore. YouTube have to be I can't. No, Jason Ferran. No, man. Can't hear WhatsApp, man. A sensible people in your WhatsApp group, them, man. Me I talk about all of the dumb people, them. Go in the dunces WhatsApp group you can ever find. You understand me? So them just get extra dunce. You understand me? So that's why you have so much dunce that turn up one time, every time, because them have that WhatsApp group of doomed to be dunced. That's a new name for the WhatsApp group. Doomed to be dunce. All right? Headmaster Dunce is the leader of the cult. All right. Yes, Jason Ferran. So definitely not you I'm talking. English teacher Jason Ferran. All right. So I could never be you I'm talking. All right. Yeah. So anyways, 3-1. I had said I think Aston Villa would be winning this one. So I got my score, not my score correct, but I got my prediction correct here. So Liam Bailey, they dropped him down to a 8.9. Yeah, it was a 8.9, and all of us said we gave him a 9.5 based on it was still an offensive output same way. Um, but it was a solid display from him. He had a goal and also an assist in this one. So it left it in frenzy because obviously he's a Jamaican born player, scored. So you couldn't I've seen people send me video, people talking about Liam Bailey top five in the world, if not the best in the world. I never watched the video, so I don't know if it's a clickbait title, and the context was different. So I wouldn't judge anybody. All right, but those were the titles of videos, sensationalism at the finest. So remember when, oh yeah, but the fight against JD, I can understand that because at least I know that those persons are smart enough. You understand me? Yes. Um, Luton Fire said, JD, you listen to yourself when you're talking so disrespectful to people who is a part. I'm very sorry, Luton Fire, but the guy came in disrespecting me. Luton Fire. It was coming from a commenter, that be disrespectful, Luton Fire, and it was not off this one, not off this one video. You have a time when you touch one topic, Luton Fire, and then they come in from their WhatsApp group and then they start to be disrespectful. You understand me? So that's why I've said that. So if I came off wrong and distasteful, I'm very sorry. But it's just these people doing it on a daily basis. Loot and fire. So you can check my other streams to see that I'm not lying. And everyone here knows that I'm talking the truth. All right. So that's why I've answered to that specific answered it in that specific way. So sorry if I came off wrong, but I wanted to nothing is wrong, Travis. Nothing is wrong. But we want to have the conversation now. Liam Bailey up next. Want to chop it up. I did a good video yesterday on Liam Bailey, Big Boss. So Liam Bailey and Co got the 3 points. How far you think Aston Villa will go, and how you would look at Liam Bailey's season? And if you want to answer, is he the best winger in the world or top five winger in the world? You can, but you don't have to. It's not a conversation. You all right? But you can if you want. But Aston Villa, where will they finish? Let me give you their stats now. Aston Villa 66 points, 34 games played. Tottenham 60 points, 32 games played. 32 games played. 32 games played. But in that set of games to play, Tottenham has Arsenal, which is fighting for the title, Manchester City, which is fighting for the title. So where you see Aston Villa position and how you look at Liam Bailey's season. All right. Sorry about that, Luton Fire. All right. Yeah, man. And people told me to do that, but sometimes maybe it's my fault, Luton fans. Sorry about that. I am going to talk about Liverpool, but this is Leon Bailey now. Hold on, all right. What can I do? We are contexting the show. This is Leon Bailey and Aston Villa time. If I don't give Leon Bailey them time, them some bad man Phoenix and the Pinnock gang. So let we talk about Leon Bailey, man. And you guys can give your take on Leon Bailey's season and where Aston Villa will finish. Go ahead, Pastor.
I think Aston Villa will struggle to finish in the top four. Will struggle because they have
Hey,
the two
Pastor,
title contenders.
Pastor, you hear? I told you who Tottenham has to play now.
Mhm.
That means you think Arsenal not winning nothing then? Because if you think Aston Villa will struggle, that means they're gonna beat Arsenal. So say it with the chest, Pastor.
I already stated that I have never seen Man City reeled in after they put their nose out front. I've never
That's
seen it.
but Pastor, that's why I gave you
So,
the teams they are
for
gonna beat.
all the Arsenal fans, this is not me joining JD hating against Arsenal. This is me on the backdrop of history. Man City going
Alright.
ahead has never been reeled back in my memory, and my memory is fairly good. Having said that, when Arsenal has back to back tough games,
Mm-hmm.
they increase the chance of losing the second one.
Okay. And because Tottenham will be their second one after Chelsea, um,
Yes. So
you
I
think
expect Tottenham to beat them.
okay, you think Tottenham gonna beat them? Okay. So
Yes,
that
because
means
Chelsea
you're
is going to
saying
harass them
because
so
of
bad,
that, you think that Aston Villa will not get away with the fourth spot so easily.
so easily. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I don't think Aston Villa will just dismiss Arsenal again. I don't think so. But Chelsea is going to
What
answer
about
a
you think,
lot of
Pastor? Because
questions.
Aston Villa already dismissed Arsenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. But
they're gonna
Arsenal
send the
has to
bad mind
play.
them off.
Arsenal has to play
So
Chelsea.
you're giving me words for me to put in correction, and then they're gonna say I am the one bad mind Arsenal. Oh my God.
Arsenal has to play Chelsea. Arsenal has to play Chelsea, and all the Gunners' questions will be answered in that match. Chelsea is going to pull them to pieces, and them are going to have to answer Chelsea. So them frazzled out. Tottenham, which is not a pushover team, is going to be enough to beat them. That makes second, third, and fourth place really fiery. Friction. So I am not settled on who comes second, third, and fourth. I'm really not settled who comes second, third, and fourth. I
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going to think that Manchester City has it.
Okay. City has it.
Um, Liverpool, Salah is not going to go out just so.
Salah is not gonna go out, so. All right, but
Salah not go out
but
so.
Pastor, this was
So
about Leon Bailey, This is about
yeah,
Leon
so
Bailey, Aston Villa.
the
So
Leon
now
Bailey
now we go.
factor. What I'm saying is that the Leon Bailey factor keeps Aston Villa relevant. He's in the form of his life. He's playing as the best he has ever played anywhere on planet Earth. He's at his best. Long may that continue. Um, it keeps Aston Villa relevant, but because Arsenal, for the sanity of people like Jason,
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal has to do well closing out the
Brian Burke as
competition.
well. Brian Burke
And
and
yes,
Shonky
yes, yes.
and Sheridan
All
as
the
well. All of
Gunners,
them. Yeah.
all of the Gunners, for this their sanity.
And
The
British Broomfield as well.
yes, British Broomfield say Gunners for life. There's one common thread with all the Gunners. They are Gunners for life. And so I am very particular because psychological health has taken the front page in the health industry in the world right now. So I'm very concerned for my brothers and sisters who are gunners, um, and their whole mental health as Arsenal tries to close out the season. If they have their best season, they'll finish second. If they have their best end to the season, they'll finish second. But uh, they have some teams that are going to want to punch them hard. So I'm not making a definitive on that. They might finish as low as they might finish as low as fourth.
Real G 99. No, no, 2009. 2009 Real G. And my main team is Ajax though. Ajax. Anyways, let me chop it up. For me, where you guys rank Liam Bailey this season, just this season alone, because if you put other seasons in it, he's definitely nowhere near in the conversation of even top 10. So this season alone, where do you rank Liam Bailey's season? If you're watching football on a whole, all right, because we hear this top five conversation come up, if not the best winger. For me, he's not top five in the world. In the Premier League, I think he just scraped into the top 10 because Liam Bailey came in a time when all the other wingers them playing ridiculously light out. Even Cole Palmer right now, Cole Palmer, we cannot say if we're going to base this year, Liam Bailey and Cole Palmer is not in the same conversation because Cole Palmer is literally at the top of the league in goal scoring and also has the same amount of assists. Liam Bailey catch him up in assists. So Cole Palmer is also ahead of Liam Bailey. So Liam Bailey drops in the top 10 in the Premier League. But he's not in the top 10 in the world. Nowhere near the top 10. Because you have Real Madrid over there, you have Bayern Munich, you have a lot of other places. So I would say in the Premier League, he's in the top 10 for me. And that is no disrespect. If you look at the man them numbers, it's not even close. All right? The man them have some ridiculous numbers in the Premier League. All of these wingers. All right? Mental. All right?
You you gave me
All
the
right, so tell
option.
me who is better than in the Premier League. I'm gonna name out the guys them that have 65 billion goals. Saka, is he better than Saka? Yes or no? Just let me go through it in the Premier League. I say no, he's not better than Saka. So me scrape that off my list. That is one. Salah, 17 billion goals. So we're not even have that conversation there. Yun Min Son, billion goals. We're not going to have that conversation, none at all. Phil Foden, you could have had the conversation with Phil Foden, but I still don't have the conversation. That is four so far. Four so far. Overall, that's four so far. Cole Palmer, 1000% having a better season. Cole Palmer is having one of the best seasons so far. We don't care about penalties because if Liam Bailey was good enough to take penalties, he would have been taking penalties. So don't come and talk about penalties. It's not a gift. Because every damn time Liam Bailey take a penalty, he missed the last penalty. Marlon King. So see where I'm smoking there. If he made it better than Cole Palmer taking penalty, they wouldn't take a liquor boy and give him the penalty because Raheem Sterling is not good at penalty, so them give Cole Palmer the penalty. Liam Bailey is not good at penalty, proving for Jamaica, proving for Aston Villa. All right, because he just got bailed out by his keeper. So come on, man, stop cussing the man for score penalties. Why we keep on people? If Liam Bailey in the top 10 in the Premier League, that is a super honor, people. So we don't have to fight it. We don't have to fight it. All right, thank you, Diamond Peter. I am going to be careful. All right, yes, I'm not. I'm going to mind my art. All right, but I have to fight these points and ask people what are they talking about. No, them are the same one that talk about Liam Bailey enough to take no more penalties, and then when I complain a man score penalties. All right, so let me read out the stats, them people. All right, Eta JD, that's to you, but everyone and them mother put Bailey in the top 10 wingers. So in the top 10 wingers in England. So Pastor, determine over years. Determine over years.
You
What is
gave
I
me the
actually
option
saying?
to speak on it or not to speak on it, and that's I chose not
No,
to.
but Pastor,
But
Pastor, Pastor,
you
before
clearly
let me
stated
ask
that
you
he's in the
determine and
top
be
10
fair.
in the EPL.
So that me
I'm
say,
not
so
answering
why you not
determined.
gonna argue with me?
They
Why you
choose,
argue?
Jenny, see it this way. See it this way. They choose things to try to make a talking point with you, not to
But Pastor,
learn
me just think,
anything
me just
or
think,
to
me think that Liam Bailey just scraping a top 10 here in EPL. And
in
that
an
me say,
EPL. You
the man
did,
I
and
say,
you said it
the
three
man, the man
times.
say the
You said
same
it
thing
three
about
times
me.
before now.
But the man I say my bad mind, and him say the same thing as me. Oh my God, determined, boy, you're determined to be a part of the cult. Uh,
I mean, they choose talking points. JD, you say he's in the top 10 in the EPL.
yes,
I
he
remember when you
just
did the count
scraping in the
off.
top 10. All right,
I
so
remember when you did the count off and you take
listen
out the
now,
players.
Pastor. Before we go anywhere, let me just bring up the facts here so people can know that we're not making up stories. In the goals department, cold, ice cold Palmer, 20 goals in the Premier League, 20 goals in the Premier League. 20 goals. He's one of the wingers. Them. Salah, 17 goals. 17 goals. That's the next one we put above him. We could have put Isaac in him, but Isaac is a natural wing forward. But Yun Min Son, 15 goals. Jared Bowen, we have not touched him as yet. 15 goals. Phil Foden, 14 goals. Saka, 14 goals. Cunha, 11 goals. Anthony Garden, 10 goals. Liam Bailey, 10 goals. So listen to this. Look how much wingers we have talked about in the goals department. Remember, that's what we are using. Let me go and assist now, because I must God, when I go call God and move some metrics. Because the reality we depend now. In the assist part now, Cole Palmer 9 assists. Mohamed Salah 9 assists. Yun Min Son 9 assists. 9 assists. Liam Bailey 9 assists as well. Saka 8 assists. Garden 8 assists. So they have superior goals over Liam Bailey, and some of them have the same assists as Liam Bailey, or one assist behind him. So that means they're leading him. All of them that I've named in the top 5 lead him, and you can add even more ahead of him in it. So the statement is not accurate if we are going to use statistical data. It's just the fact, people. So that's why I said I would put him in the top 10. I would put him in the top 10. But the top 5, he cannot make the top 5 unless we are just living off sensationalism, people. We have to be living in sensationalism. I don't do stats. I use eye test. But if it's an eye test, Travis, I'm gonna bring more people in it, which doesn't have the numbers as Liam Bailey. Like Essay them, Essay looks good as Liam Bailey them. Essay them looks good as Liam Bailey them, as Saka them. This season, Essay looks good just like him. So those guys would have got into the conversation. So that's why we said, just let we stick on numbers only. Let we stick on numbers only. Because if we do that, we might not put him in the top 10. You understand me? If we just go on performances and how people look, some other players look better than him as well, because they bring in more shifts. So I think just accept the top 10, in the top 10, and just walk with it, people. Just accept the top 10, and I agree with it as well. I would put him in the top 10. Last week you said he wasn't in the top 10. So what did he do from last week to this week? No, Drew Fortis. Don't block them, please. Because him said last week he wasn't in the top 10, and this week he is. So if we're talking about a statistical basis, and he scored an assist one more, wouldn't that common sense tell you that maybe because of that he crept into the top 10? Wouldn't that support my argument? Oh my God, Jesus Lord. The man scored another assist, so that is 2 more goals contribution put on his contribution. Wouldn't that be the argument to put him in the top 10? No, real G, I said people would have put in Essay and others in the conversation. Please, Doku them would have gone into the conversation as well. But because they don't have the numbers to compare with the other guys, them, That's what we said. Just let it stay on numbers. So we keep Liam Bailey in the top 10. But I can't argue anything aside from the top 10. I can't argue top 5 because I would be delusional because the best players them might be the top 5 wingers them in the actual Premier League this year. So I would be unfair to fight a top 5 argument. I only can fight a top 10. So people be honest, man. Let me stop unnecessary fight, man. A top 10 is okay, people. But the other man them do things is just because we don't watch. It's just because we don't watch the other teams them. I watch them, because I have to watch them for stats purposes and have the conversation with you guys. You understand me? But I think the top 5 is a stretch, people. I'm very sorry. But the top 10, we can argue that. And I will put him in the top 10, maybe 9th or so. I will put him in the top 10. That's all I can do because the other guys them are doing so better, so much better. It's disrespectful to say that and I know you guys will say that Doku is a top 5 winger in the world. The eye don't lie, but that's Joe Biden. That's why we said we're not going to put the eyeballs them in it. We're going to only put the numbers. And as it relates to numbers, Liam Bailey is a top 10 winger in the Premier League. He is a top 10 winger based off numbers. But if you put the eyeballs, you will look at other people because Bernardo Silva, them, even though they play central midfield, they are traditional wingers as well. All right, so you will put the Doku them, the Bernardo Silva them in the conversation. Other persons from Arsenal, other persons from Liverpool. You put too much people, so that's why we said just let me give the man the award for in the top 10. But you guys wanted to go further. You guys wanted to go further, and if you go further, he's going to come out of the top 10. So just work with me, now, people, man.
JD,
So I am picking up for
the
them, I am giving them a good valid argument.
the top 10 in the EPL don't put him in the top 10 in the world either.
Yeah,
But
but
it is ridiculous. It
Pastor
is
Vinicius,
ridiculous to think. It is
Vinicius
ridiculous
them
to
are there.
think.
Vinicius them alive. Rodrigo them alive.
No, hold on. I don't want to stretch the argument any further now. It is ridiculous to think that without a footballing culture, we are not satisfied with having a player in the top 10 in the EPL, which is considered the best league in the world. And I'll leave it right here because I'm driving on the road. I'm just going to continue listening to the program.
God bless you. Says good morning at JD. Why is it always conversation? Always conversations, always negative towards Leon. So God bless you. Yeah, I think you just joined. You said leave Leon alone. I have not. I said Leon, you would have been in the top 10. Is that a negative? God bless you. I never listened to nothing what I've said. Real G said, respectfully, JD, you and the bishop talking nonsense. So, Real G, what you have said now? All right, so Real G, you know what? No other winger in the Premier League play. Liam Bailey, they are number one. All right? Liam Bailey, they are number one. That's the only thing I can say. But any other thing I'm going to say, I'm going to be telling a lie. And I have my credibility to defend worldwide. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Liam Bailey, statistical wise, would have been in the top 10 in the wingers, but nowhere near the top 5 because his top 5 numbers, um, the top 10, the top 5 is has more goals production than him. And if you're looking at playing pattern, they have been performing better than him as well. But we didn't want to use that. We wanted to use something that everyone could look at the numbers, and the numbers tell you that he wouldn't be in the top 5. That's all I'm saying. I would give him the top 10, which is still an honor. In last year, he was nowhere near in the top 20, top 30. Some people would say even top 40. So if you should jump from top 40 down to top 10, that is a big stretch. So come on, man. Have the argument seeing people, man. So Real G, I think are you now have the argument seeing. And God bless you. Pull back the chat and hear so we never say nothing bad about Liam Bailey. We actually give Liam Bailey credit. All right? Yes. All right, so Pastor is off now. Let me move on to Fuzzy Mats JD. I have no Mats. I said he doesn't make the top 5. Top 10 is okay for me. You said Esse played better. No, I said pull it back. I have said Esse and others would have come into the conversation because some people would say Esse played better than Leon Bailey and Saka this season. Because what I'm trying to say, metrics of numbers might not translate to how good some of these players are playing. Their team might not be playing good, but the individual playing good as well. And I've watched Esse straight through the season whenever he actually played because he had some niggles as well. He was one of the better performers this season as well. Not by numbers. That's why I said I'm going to stick to numbers, something that we can all prove. You would have to go back and watch all of SS games them to come and argue with me, which I know you don't. Which I know you don't. Travis said SA is not good. Fair enough, fair enough. All right. But JD, they always judge players on their numbers. But that's why I just stick to the numbers. And Bala Kick, they want to change the narrative now. All right. JD, give us the top five numbers. The top five numbers of wingers. Cole Palmer would get into it because Cole Palmer have a ridiculous number, 29 goals contribution. Ridiculous. That's Cole Palmer, number one in the wingers. Mohamed Salah, 17, 17 plus 9. That would have been 20, 17 plus 9, 26 goals contribution. So Salah takes second spot. Salah takes second spot on it. Yunmin Son would have took the third spot. Yes, Yunmin Son would have took the third spot. So 15 and 9 would have been 24. So Yunmin Son would have took the third spot right there. The third spot right there. Saka would be 14 and 8. So that would be 20, 22. Yeah, 22 goals contribution. So for the fourth spot right there, let me bring this one. Phil Foden would be 14 and 7. So that is 21 goals contribution. That is for fifth spot. Fifth spot alone right there. So that is for Phil Foden. And then you would have had, let me give you, because I'm trying to take out others. All right, so yeah, Phil Foden would have had 10 and no 14 and 7. So Phil Foden gone out of that one. Then you'd have let me see, right here, you would have had Gordon. Gordon would have 10 and 8, that is 18. So Liam Bailey would have had 9 and 10, that is 19. 19, 9 and 10. 1 second. 9 and 10, Liam Bailey would have had 9 and 10 as it relates to numbers. So Liam Bailey would have been dropped down to Bowen have 15 goals. Okay, I've missed Bowen 15 goals. Let me see if he has over 4 assists. Bowen. Jared Bowen. Oh, Jared Bowen would have come into sixth position. But no, him can't be a six because Jared Bowen have 15 goals and 5 assists. So that's why I'm looking for the numbers. So Liam Bailey wouldn't be in sixth position either. So let me check for the seventh position because Jared Bowen would have gone with that sixth spot. All right, so let me see 7 now. All right, so Anthony Gordon have 8 and 10. 8 and 10. Let me see if any other wingers in the top half. No. 12. Cunha, no, we can't cast Cunha as a winger. Jota has 10. 10. Jota striker winger. So we could put him in it. Liam Bailey would have gone to 7th. 7th. 7th, we would have put Liam Bailey because we are taking out other guys just to make the conversation digestible. We're going to put Liam Bailey at 7. So we're not going to put no Jota. We're not going to put none of the other guys, Isaac and those guys. Yeah, even though they're coming out from the left wing channels, we're not going to put them in it. All right, we're going to take them out and put Liam Bailey 7th. So 7th in the Premier League. Yes. All right, and we have other people that played out wide, but I'm not going to put them in it. All right, so top 10, 7th. We're going to give him 7th. Let me know if you guys can accept that. Good God, man. Oh, Lord. Let me know if you guys can accept 7th. 7th. All right, and he's 1 over Anthony Gordon. No, Bowen, we put Bowen above him. Bowen have 20 goals contribution, ideal football. So Bowen would have took the sixth spot. Yeah, he's a striker, you know, but Isaac comes off the left hand side majority of the time. It's when they had injuries, they put him at striker. All right. So seventh is seventh uh, seventh is an elite level, is excellent. All right. So Nitro is okay with 7. You see, guys, come on, man. All right. Yes, we chop out everybody else, put him at 7. So if you come and say he's the 7th best winger in the Premier League, yes. 2 goals contribution from 5th spot, but he's also 1 goal contribution away from 8th spot or 9th spot as well, or revives. So it's tight. It's tight. Cole Palmer plays as a cam very often. Liam Bailey plays central forward as well. Liam Bailey plays central forward as well, Siobhan Given. But it's because he can't play there. That's why they don't put him back there. You're so life funny. So, and that's why I only say I'm a bad mind the player. But it's a lie because I'm just giving you facts. More players nowadays, people, if you can just play one position, you are no good. All right? You have to be versatile because team will need to depend on you because you might have injuries here and there. All right? JD, you have to go by minutes played. Oh my God. Wow. So you guys want to take away what the man them do? If Liam Bailey could have stayed on the pitch in majority of these games, you see how life funny. Because Liam Bailey cannot play multiple positions in central forward and those stuffs, he couldn't play in certain systems when they're playing certain games that they have to stick deep because he doesn't offer much. You understand me? Because he can't go forward in the central forward role. He has to play a winger. You understand me? So it makes him limited. And that's what hampered his minutes. That's why he never started in these these late games when they know that Aston Villa cannot control the ball. All right? So when you can't beat the people for how much minutes him get the goals him in. If everybody tired and you bring him on in 90 minutes and him scoring 90 minutes, not because he's not good enough to play in the system, that's why him can't get more minutes. So one can use that as a point to say that is how elite he is. So, all right, so by your definition then, G-Sun Park is the best footballer ever played football then. G-Sun Park is the best footballer ever played football then. Because he was the almighty sub. You just bring on G-Sung Park in football and he scores in every big game. So G-Sung Park is the biggest footballer ever. Ever. By your logic, you know. Because them and the goals and Chicharito and G-Sung Park is the 2 biggest footballer according to Uno. Uno go to no actual context and see that maybe the player they never fit in the system and they came at a certain point when they have to shift and go for it. Liam Bailey in big matches, when they're going to have under pressure, they can't put him on their team because Aston Villa doesn't have that level of team for them to have expansive players. So they have to wait until a period. Arsenal game, they have to wait on a period to open up the pitch to put him on the pitch. That's how they do it. So by the letter of the law, those 2 players are the biggest ballers ever played football. All right? Yes, but I brought a valid argument to you guys, and none of you can't dispute it then. So by G-Sung Park and my boy from Mexico, Chicharito, they are the 2 biggest footballers ever graced the earth because they have the best goals ratio by minutes played. All right? Wild side Jenna said rubbish. Wow. Wild side, I can bet you after you go back and watch football, because clearly I know you don't watch football more than just listen to Jamaican conversation, because everything that I've said is 1000% correct. And I've gone back in 30 years of history to give you about football. So you can't argue with me. All right? And I know I'm 100%. See what I'm talking about, JD? Fuzzy Matt's argument, like them. Yeah, but I have to. That's why they love to come here, you know, because I challenge them to do more research. All right, I challenge them to do more research. All right, yes, I gave Liam Bailey number 7th. JD, didn't Bailey start the 2 biggest match? No. You sing. You need to listen. You know, sing. When they know, didn't Aston Villa go up to try gain position in both Arsenal and City game at home? But away, did they try the same thing? Urgency. You can have the balls to talk the truth at once. It makes you a civil arguer in a conversation. Even the commentator literally said it. So go back and watch the damn game. So it's only you alone, you guys alone in Jamaica have these things in the night, you know? All right. With your Bailey's way better because of Richard Crawford. You always beat me on this channel, but I can tell you, any football analyst would tell you the truth after watching everything, and they would have come to the same conclusion as me. You cannot disrespect the other ball of them if a man coming off the bench to come and score and the next man them staying on the field, but they're not scoring at the same pace as the other guy. If you're good enough for every single scenario, you would have been on the field for every single scenario, unless they are trying to rest you for other games, which that is not true. That is not true. Because Arsenal game, they never wanted to rest him. They just said that they're staying compact. The coach said that he was staying compact. And this man coming here telling me that, boy, oh boy. JD, he make history for the club. The first winger to score 10 goals in the EPL. But Richie Robinson, nobody's disputing that. But we can't take away the other guys. I'm just fighting for the other guys in the Premier League, to say that maybe we can give other people the respect, put him to 7th because the numbers match it. But let me see if it's gonna stay there because Gordon and those guys they're running right at the back. So let's see. Your 8 is so blatant. I think I don't want to be disrespectful, but I think in our arguments, when I'm on this channel, straight up, I can tell you that we don't factor reality in no argument. And the difference with me, Richard Crawford, my arguments are always based off facts. If I can tell you what happened in the games, I'm telling you what happens in the games, and you can go back and watch them. That's what I've always based my conversation on. Richard Crawford, Richard Crawford, I don't have to argue with you, big boss, but I like to challenge you so you can go back and even in a dream when you're on the pillar, you can say, boy, JD, in bad mind, Leon, but I chew him attack. Because I went and checked the numbers for myself. I went and saw these guys against Manchester City playing. I saw guarding them. If they're not injured, they're playing. People, I can't take any call on this phone, please. All right, because my I'm using the internet and one. So if you're calling in the show, we can't do it for this one. The facts just did I tell you? Okay, okay, no man, no man, no man. But when is it a disrespect to say a guy is a guy is ranked 7th in the Premier League. That is where I'm going to end this conversation because I'm running out of time. When is it a disrespect to say that a guy is ranked 7th in the best in one of the best leagues in the world? Because this year the Premier League embarrassed themselves in the champion in all the competitions in Europe. So we can't say they are flat out the best league in the world. We have to say when has it been a disrespect to rank a man 7th? Um, 7th in a position in one of the best leagues in the world, especially from a country that is not a footballing country. No, no, no. We're not going to move on. This is where we're going to leave the conversation because this is where we're going to stop the stream. What say you? Please. Oh, you look at that. Just listen to yourself in a conversation. When you can rank a man 7th in a position in the best league in the world, and you are here telling people that I'm delusional, I'm bad-minded of the player, and every single stats you brought up prove to me that you prove to yourself that I'm correct in my assessment. So just tell us the pillow gang. JD the Pinnock Young want you to rank him first. No, but we can't lie to the other guys. Them a next man have 29 goals contribution, one the most in the Premier League, and he's also a winger. The next one have 26. He's also a legend of Liverpool, which is Salah. You understand me? Saka consistent for 3-4 years running, over 20 as well. And then you move down to 5-6. Jared Bowen makes 6 spot and he's on 20 goals contribution as well. And he's playing for West Ham. They sit back in a lot of games. So how come we don't complain and say him sit back in a lot of games so he don't get as much chances as to how he could in a bigger team and he would have been having 50 goals contribution by that time. We never argued that. So why we have to bring up the metrics to all of those things when we are just sticking with the facts? Come on, man. People. JD, we want the minutes played. You are going by stats, minutes played. All right, so let me go for the minutes played. I can't give you the minutes for everybody because clearly I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that in the system. It just show you on Soccer Sofa just the amount of goals scored. Let me go for Liam Bailey and tell you how much minutes Liam Bailey played. All right, Liam Bailey is averaging 57 minutes. 57 minutes per game. 57 minutes, all right? 57 minutes he's averaging per game. He makes one team of the week. I think he's going to make it this week as well. So he should make 2 teams of the week. I'm hoping that no other wingers performed highly to take him out. All right, so he can make 2 teams of the week. Pinnock Young got it. No, man, no. They don't get me where they want me. I'm just giving them. So 57 minutes per game he played. Cole Palmer played 75 minutes per game. All right. So you want the goals contribution. Let me see. Goals contribution where I find this in this app. Because they have goals and assists. I want goals contribution per minute to see it. Because that's what I think you guys want. The goals participation you want. Let me see if I have it on this app. Goals, because I can't do it on my own because I have to put in all the numbers to get it, and I don't have any on the calculators here. Scoring frequency 104 minutes, but we want goals participation for Cole Palmer because that is just his scoring alone, and it's 104. So if you add in his 9 assists, it would have dropped to significant. So I don't have it on this app. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get it on my computer and give you the scoring and assists. So goals contribution per player. I'm going to try and get that for you based on the minutes that they have played. And I think that's what you wanted. That's what you guys said you wanted for the pillar masses. That's what you wanted. It's not here. So I would have to go back to my computer. And definitely I'm not in house. So that's why. All right. So hope you guys understand. But I'm going to get it and bring it to you. All right. Ideal said, but JD, if Leon dribbles with the ball and fumble, it's a big excitement. But if it was someone like Omari, it's normal. I don't think that's the case. Ideal football. I think that is not true. If Omari comes and don't dribble well, and he feels 8 out of his 10 dribbles. I came here and told you guys that he never dribbled the ball well. So remember, we're talking about Reggae Boyz, Jamaican Reggae Boyz. So if they are part of the Reggae Boy, we have to give them the notoriety because if I had not covered Liam Bailey, you guys would have complained. All right, look at it. On my TikTok, um, on my TikTok, I posted Liam Bailey assist. I never had the goal as yet because the goal was only out on Premier League. Listen to me good, yo. And then I posted the assist and also the goal for Mikel Antonio and posted both of them. I know one of my TikTok followers came on and said he's tired of this. Where is the goal for Liam Bailey? So before he asked me private and said, why you never post the goal? So I explained to him about copyrights and everything. They already started the thing, so that's why I'd leak out on the WhatsApp the group of delusional people that always try to sell a narrative. They're fooling some of these people, and we are the ones doing the real authentic work. But because they sell narratives, you guys will come with the narrative to believe. Because you guys believe that I hated the whisper. And when everyone starts telling you that this man was the only one talking about whisper until he gets an hype. And that's what that's how most of the thing goes. So do a little more research, people, on some of these conversations, and you might not think that I am the person that people trying to describe me as. The only thing is I have balls and I'm intelligent enough to talk the truth because I know where talking the truth gets you. The reason why I can turn on my camera, talk in Africa, talk in Suriname, talk in America, talk in Canada, talk in England, talk anywhere and get views is because people know that I'm going to talk the truth. Ask any one of them people in this Jamaican space where sell sensationalism. If you see them do any English content, a 2 and 4 people view them. So what the Jamaican people for view them? They can't get it. So that's why they have to keep you guys in this trance of lies. I am a popular person outside, so I have to stay sane and tell people the truth so people have a respect for me. That means if they don't watch a game, they can get the accurate depiction of the game. That is my job. So I'm not here to make fantasy. All right, because I built my career of talking the truth. So when someone go and watch, someone go and check, that tells you that I have some credibility in the bank. So if you go and check the scores, you realize that five other people um what five other people have more goals than Liam Bailey and assists. So why is it JD come here and talk about him at number one? You understand me? I am not going to go down those roads. I am not going to do it. I'm not a liar. I'm not going to do it. All right. Um, Team aggressive. So JD. So if Liam Bailey number is better than some wingers in a top 5 club, do you think if he was at those top 3 clubs, he would have better numbers? Maybe not, because in City, maybe not, because City want you to play a specific way, which is possession, possession. The times them what Pep want you to do it because he wants to possess the ball, because Pep calculates everything. If he has the ball, you can't score on him. And maybe his midfield is not so tight on the defensive construct, aside from Rodri. So he wants to make sure he has all of his channels in block. So his wingers are possession wingers majority of the times. You understand me? Liam Bailey is not a possession player. So it's going to be very hard. Um, um, it's going to be very hard for Liam Bailey to fit in a system like that. Even Doku, you see, sometimes Doku chops back the ball and hold onto it. Then when he has his defenders them in that bracket, that's when he attacks rather than just attacks without any regards of anything coming back. He doesn't do so. Same with Grealish. So people, when you're watching football, please understand what's going on the field. All of those things come in context. That's why I have metrics for them. That's how football works in the real world. They don't just jump and do these things. All right. Yes. So Billy and Billy might be playing for Man City and have less numbers, but that doesn't mean he's not playing better than what he was doing in Aston Villa. You get me? Because you have other metrics to tell. Last year, Grealish had a hype and he never scored so much goals and assists. But he was one of the better retentions of the football in the entire world. And that was where he got his respect for it. So football gone into more metrics than anything else, people. All right. Fan channels do sensationalism. You are not a fan channel. Yes, that's what I said. I'm not a fan channel. I never marked the Jamaican fan channel. It's called Imaxit football. I max the L out of football and go to study football to be a better version of myself in football. All right. So people, that's where it ends for today. Tomorrow we can argue yet again. All right. But big up. All right. Big up and thanks for the continuous support. You guys every single day. You guys 5,000, 4,000 of you guys checking every day in the morning and we trouble football. But let me lead it from a different standpoint so we can improve on it. We want to make our country in a culture. And I think if we offer more education to the people, the culture will be better. All right.